Transition Radio TV, brought to you by thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you could possibly need for your cross-dressing and transgender needs. Visit their website at www.thebreastformstore.com and tell them Transition Radio sent you.
The following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add grooves to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. A 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio, live from Milton Manors, Florida. Your host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And your hostess, Jessica Lane Cummings.
Well, hello, and welcome to Transition Radio TV.
Yes.
Hope everyone had a nice holiday. I know we did.
I know we did.
Yes.
And a very happy new year.
Yes, definitely. Happy New Year. It's great things supposed to happen in 2014. I know we're going to be doing a major adventure, which as we get close to it, we will make the... Little hint, we bought an RV. So that should tell you many things. Anyway, tonight...
That's just a little hint.
That's the little hint. Tonight we have an amazing guest, Calpernia Addams. She's an actress, musician, author, activist, and also known for her work in and for the transsexual community through Deep Stealth Productions. Deep Stealth Productions, entertainment and educational material promoting understanding and growth centering on the trans community.
Recently, she performed alongside Jane Fonda in the 10th anniversary production of The Vagina Monologues at the New Orleans Superdome to benefit the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Calpernia starred in MTV Logo's Trans-American Love Story, a show examining dating and romance for trans people.
Her memoir, Mark 947, details her Southern childhood and service as a field medical combat specialist with the Navy and Marines in Saudi Arabia during the First Gulf War.
Calpernia Addams has been entertaining for over 20 years, stage and screen, for straight and gay audiences at venues such as the New Orleans Superdome, the Hollywood Palladium,
the Hollywood Forever Masonic Temple, Bimbo's 365 Classic Jazz venue in San Francisco, Hollywood's Henry Fonda Theater, Nashville, the Parthenon, the Tennessee Performing Arts Center, and countless others.
She has headlined or grand marshaled at major pride celebrations around the country, such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. Her underground dance singles have played in clubs around the world and are top sellers in their genres on iTunes and Amazon and so much more.
They live by a code.
We're supposed to live for each other, and we're supposed to die for each other.
What's your name, soldier? I was brought up to act a certain way around a lady.
Do you know what you're getting yourself into?
But for one soldier,
my private life stays private.
The code to live by is silence.
You're not like the other girls.
That's an understatement.
One of the guys in our unit spends a lot of time at this club for deviants.
He wants to see me again.
And why shouldn't he?
He's a straight boy.
We got a problem in this unit if there's a homosexual here.
I don't know what I am, okay?
You will not use me to figure it out.
ragged faggot down the street.
Go across the room.
You can't hide, you still get me.
I don't know what people want from me. I'm gonna kill it.
They didn't know how dangerous love could be.
I'm tired of being a freak.
Does that make me a freak if I'm in love with a freak?
Soldier's Girl.
Welcome to the other side of the looking glass.
Coming to video and DVD January 2004.
Welcome to our show, the lovely and talented Calpernia Addams.
Hi,
Hey,
thank you for having me. Oh.
What's happening to the camera? No, it's doing
jump up and down.
The camera not doing that.
What an ignominious introduction for me. Here, let me turn off my Zoom. There we go. Hi, everybody. It's the technological Calpernia Addams.
That movie really touched me. I actually saw it years ago, and we saw it together.
Yes,
and
it's one of my favorite.
Yeah, one of our favorite movies, and it's like, wow, pretty much it's an amazing love story, but with such a sad ending, and I can't even imagine the pain that you to go through losing someone so special, and to think that the military still, even though the don't ask, don't tell policy and all that stuff has been removed, they still preach a lot of that hatred towards individuals like us in the LGBT community. I know you've done some work to try to change that. Can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Well, gosh, the events behind the movie Soldier's Girl, the murder of my boyfriend, Barry Winchell, happened almost 15 years ago now. So it has, I've had a decade and a half almost to sort of process what really happened and what I lost and what the world lost when Barry was killed. And I've also had, after the movie came out, it's been almost 11 years since the film came out. And I've had that time to see that at least the story has had a lasting impact, a lasting reverberation and echo. And I'm really thankful that we could have that at least, that his story inspired President Clinton to apologize for Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It inspired Congress to re-examine the promotion of General Clark, who was in charge of the base when Barry was murdered. And it gave a lot of political clout to his parents. Unfortunately, the legal facts often just are fleeting, but when an entertainment project brings the emotional impact home for America like this movie did, it makes people notice and care so much more, and that allowed a lot more work to be done.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And you are such an inspiration to a lot of trans girls out there, myself included.
Oh gosh, well, thank you. It's really just a matter of circumstance. I'm just I'm just this Tennessee girl who came from a small town, and I was a showgirl when Barry met me, and I've remained a showgirl these past, 20 some odd years now. And it's only the, being faced with a tragedy like that has forced me to learn the other side of myself, which is as a voice when I can be, and as somebody who we're all doing in the fight to just be treated like human beings.
Definitely, and that's the main. You may not like us, but at least treat us with respect, and try to understand that everyone is an island. I mean, we all have our life to live. Not everyone can be the same, and I think the world would learn a lot if we learn to accept each other's differences and realize that we are all important.
Exactly.
In the role of life.
Well, I think a lot of people have a problem with people that think outside the box, and we as transgendered individuals definitely prove that we think outside the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
people can be short-sighted and very selfish sometimes, and not everyone, but unfortunately, the short-sighted and selfish people are putting forth the most effort right now to invalidate gay marriages in Utah, to, discriminate against trans employees, to continue to wreak violence upon anybody who doesn't just conform to gender norms, whether you're gay or trans or even straight. If you don't toe the gender party line, you face violence and ridicule and even death sometimes. So we just gotta stay strong, even though it's exhausting.
I know.
Yes,
and the crazy
absolutely.
thing is, looking and remembering the movie, the guy who murdered your ex-boyfriend looked like he almost had this attraction towards him. It's almost like he had his own homosexual tendency that he was fighting. And that's what kills me about this whole anti-homosexuality, anti-transgenderism, or transgender individuals, is that people are fighting something within themselves, so it's almost like they try to attack others for it. I mean, I don't know if
the
I'm
film
totally
does
out.
reflect some testimony in the trial that seemed to point to some, some blurred lines with Fisher, who is actually out of prison now. The mastermind behind Barry's murder is a free man walking the earth right as we speak. So that's really disturbing to know.
Yes, I read that on your website, actually, that he is. I mean, how can you commit murder? I thought, when you commit murder or part of it, you should be in prison for life.
Right.
It hasn't even been, 15 years? And, how do you get out like that? That's crazy.
And he's been out for a year or two, maybe even 3 now. So
wow.
I try to block it out a little bit. It's been, like I say, almost 15 years, so I don't dwell on the story as much anymore. It's, to have someone murdered and just think about that loss for their family and for them and for the world and for me, least of all of that group, but to then have to relive it and bring it up over and over again for 15 years is really beyond the beyond. The only reason I do it is because the story does have such resonance and inspiration, and I know some good comes out of it. I would never bring up this story for any reason other than to, do good work for the community and for men like Barry, who are brave enough to date a woman despite her gender history.
Exactly.
Yes, very true. Well, Calpernia, you are an amazing entertainer, ranging from acting, comedy, music, author, and activist. Is there one particularly of your crafts that you love more than another? And if so, why?
Well, I have to admit, these days, I'm obsessed with singing at live performance. I play the Appalachian auto harp, which is kind of like a harp / dulcimer. I was playing it a little bit earlier. And I play the fiddle and accordion and a lot of other instruments that I grew up playing as a child. And, like some trans women, certainly not all, but like some, I combine my gender issues with my sense of being an artist and performer. And for some years, I did what you would call drag, and really it's such a unique art form that's encouraged by the LGBT community, and it's only just now breaking out into the mainstream. I certainly don't consider myself a drag queen anymore, but part of that arc that I went through, at first you start out lip syncing other people's songs, and I always thought, I'm a woman, I wish I could sing my own songs, I wish I could write my own songs, but I just didn't think, I had a good enough voice. I didn't think I even had a female voice, and over the years I've worked so hard on my female voice and my singing voice, but I've also just learned that if you're coming from your heart, you don't have to have an American Idol type voice. It helps, but you don't have to. I idolize women like Marlene Dietrich or even like B. Arthur or whatever, who didn't have the most amazing voice, but they still got out there and sang. And that's where my heart is nowadays. I'm touring and singing and performing and loving it.
That's awesome. That's actually a dream of ours. I've been playing the guitar and writing for many years, and Jess has been playing the guitar, so we're combining our talents together. I've been writing songs since I was 10, so we have I have 100 and something songs together. We've written 9, and our goal is to do that, is to actually tour and travel and entertain people with, and I think it will help with educating the general public about transgender issue. I can't speak tonight. You're making me nervous. That's what it is. Transgender issues, and yeah, it's great when you do it from your heart.
Definitely.
That's really the only way, is to, to speak. It's such a new age cliche, but you've got to speak your truth. If you're not singing about something that really just tugs at you inside, then the audience isn't going to be interested either.
Exactly.
Unless you have written, you can sing, extra, extra, this just did, or whatever, and a million people will buy it.
See, I refuse.
If you don't have her production team and all you've got the guitar, you got to sing from the soul.
Yeah, exactly. The first song that you wrote, was one that made everybody question whether you should be in a straitjacket or not. Am I correct?
Yeah, when I was 10 years old, I was called "Oh Poor Orlando." The mother had cancer, the daddy was old. Orlando killed himself. I mean, it was a really sad song. And everybody looked at me, I'm 10 years old, and they're like, do we need to take you to, are you depressed? It's just, I find that writing music that means something, whether it's hurt or somebody hurting, this is a love song, but I love to write songs that are meaningful. And, if not, why do it? Anyway, you've been advocating for the trans community for many, many years now. Is there any particular moment in your advocacy that stand out more than another? And how do you feel that we as a community are evolving?
Gosh, I think one of the most exciting things I've gotten to do in the field of activism, there are so many that really touch my heart, like being PFLAG's trans liaison, etc. But one of the most exciting was being asked to participate in the vagina monologues with Eve Ensler and Jane Fonda and all those amazing women, because it was an activism that sort of put a seat at the table of larger women's issues for a trans woman as well. And so often what I'm gifted to be invited to participate in is, just for the trans community, just for the LGBT community, but to have a seat at the larger table of women's issues overall really was exciting to me, because it showed participate as a woman and as a trans woman, advocating across the lines of are you trans, are you whatever, and just fight violence against women, violence against girls, tragedies that affect all women. And certainly I'll never give up the specific work that just works with the trans community. But it was so exciting to participate, at a level like that, too. Awesome.
Well, here's one of the clips of your performance. You're singing the song Crazy, which I enjoyed.
Oh, God. Have a drink.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, Cal Pals. I've been working on some new music. I made kind of a honky-tonk mix of Crazy. Let's see what happens. Just got in from a show. Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy
You love me as long as you wanted, and then one day you leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? What in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for crying and crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then one day you leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for crying and crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
That was great.
That was great.
I've seen a theme of alcohol in my online videos. Maybe I should put that down.
No, never.
Never, hey. Nothing wrong with that.
Not yet, at least.
Gotta have the bubbly.
Yes, definitely. Makes life a little easier.
So, Calpernia, talk to us about your dating show and some of the many great projects you have.
Okay.
Again, another technical
difficulty. That happened.
Prompter move.
Prompter move.
That you have been a part of with networks like Logo and MTV.
Well, gosh, I did a dating show on Logo called Trans-American Love Story, and it actually just played recently, like it reran at some ridiculous late hour on Logo. And it was the first dating show to feature an out transsexual woman. There was a previous dating show called Something About Miriam, which was not good, in my opinion, because the beautiful, beautiful trans woman named Miriam Rivera was not out as trans to her suitors on the show, and they edited it and cut it to sort of make fun of the men who were after her, like, you know, ha ha, look, they're chasing after a guy they don't even know, or whatever. And that was revolting to me. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want any part of anything like that. So Logo worked with me. You know, I laid down my terms, which were that everything is on the table. The guys know I have a history of transition, but they like women, and let's just have fun. And I was single at the time, and it was fun. It was hilarious. My friend Andrea James, who created tsroadmap.com, was my confidant, and she's my best friend in real life too. And we had a great time with it, but I never had those like drunken bikini slap fights or the bitchiness and all that. I really wanted to walk away from it feeling proud of the work I had done, you know, have fun with it and be silly and funny, but not hate myself like Kim Kardashian should. So you know, that's kind of what makes a reality star, is if you're either a mega bitch or a mega train wreck. And I wasn't willing to be either of those things. So a lot of people liked the show, but it didn't break me out as like a reality star. I just wasn't willing to go for the lowest common denominator. And that's fine for me. I didn't want to do another season of it. And I actually am in a wonderful relationship now that did not come about because of the show. I'm in my 3rd year with a great boyfriend, and I'm glad I did the show, but he and I don't even talk about it because he doesn't want to hear about other guys kissing me or whatever.
So, in other words, to be a reality star, you have to be like a cross between Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, yeah, at the best, or at the worst.
Yeah, you got to be dysfunctional. You can't be, you know, normal. And, you know, us transgender individual, we are very normal, right?
Yes.
No, definitely. I mean, it's crazy what sells. So what's that show, Dynasty Duck thing?
Oh, Duck Dynasty.
Oh,
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
That's crazy. And it turned out it's all rigged, because in reality shows aren't really reality. They're scripted. I mean, most people don't realize. Yeah,
but fully this thing.
Like I'm gonna when I did Miami Ink, that they did that little tattoo on my back, and they were like very scripted. I'm going to probably get in trouble for that, but hey, I don't care. But
as long as you cash the check, you're safe.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I got paid, and they can't tell me to give it back or anything. Anyway, on your off time, and it appears that doesn't happen to me often, what do you enjoy doing, and is there a particular someone you enjoy spending your time with? And you kind of answered you had a boyfriend. Just what do you enjoy doing on your off time, and with whom?
Well, always working on music, actually. Like all of the backing tracks I sing to, like that track for Crazy you played earlier, I make all the music myself. I don't really use karaoke tracks. I may have once or twice, but even then I tweak it. I put a dance beat behind it or whatever. So all the music I sing to, I've created from scratch, and either playing the instruments and recording them, layering them, or using Logic Studio and top of the line synths and everything. So I'm actually working on that all the time. Deep Stealth has 8 or 10 or so websites that we run. We sell, videos to help trans women with voice and to help trans people with coming out. There's just, and I have a weekly show in Hollywood every Saturday as well, where I sing live, and I book burlesque girls, and I book live singing drag queens and stuff. So I'm always busy, but when I'm not doing that, my super sexy and hot boyfriend has been restoring a motorcycle for me, and we're going to go biking as much as we can as soon as he's restored it.
Awesome.
I was telling him we should do that, but
he had the RV. I'm going to be RVing across the United States.
Get 2 Harleys, throw them on the back of the RV.
No, let's do the RV thing first. Dear God. Damn. Well, here's a clip of you at the House of Blues doing Maryland mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to start this show out right. If you want to tip, you can tip, but the biggest tip to me is just if you hoot, holler, and have a good time. So I don't impersonate Marilyn, I just desecrate her memory by butchering her songs. And with that, hit it, Mr. DJ. Here we go. And I'm going to dedicate this to Kelly tonight. Thank you, Kelly. If I weren't in a relationship, I would hit on you awkwardly first. I would. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not one of the greedy kind. All of my wants are simple. Cunnilingus, basically. I know what's on your mind. I do, Kelly. I love you. I'm not resting until I find what would make your eyes glisten with joy. Ooh, now listen, dear boys and girls, I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by anybody, basically. Alone, boo boo ba doo, right? Thank you. While tearing off a game of love, I may make a play for the caddy. But if I do, I don't follow through because my heart belongs to Daddy. If I invite a boy tonight to dine on my fine linen caddy, I just say no, he's asking for more, but my heart thinks it's Samantha Star, ladies and gentlemen. But there's more to life than love, right? There's cold hard cash, and I'm desperate for it. And I prefer a man who lives and gives dollar bills, I don't care. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but dollars are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental like your humble flat, or help you at the, I don't know where I am right now, honestly. The sky when stocks are high, beware when they start to dip. Oh my God. Let's go back to their spouses. Dollars are a girl's best friend. Oh, I'm gonna dance now. Tiffany. Kanye. Stick it in, Daddy. Jam it in there. Oh. Talk to me, Harry Winston. Tell me all about it. Oh, your hands are so... Oh, thank you, baby. There may come a time when a lass needs a lawyer, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. There may come a time when a hard-boiled employer like House of Blues, thank you, House of Blues, I got that else no dice, he's your guy when stocks are high. Beware when they start to descend. It's then that those louses go back to their spouses. Diamonds, your girl's best friend. I've heard of affairs that are strictly platonic. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. And I think affairs that you must keep Masonic are better bets. If little bitty butts could big baguettes, time rolls on and youth is gone. You can't straighten up when you bend. But stiff back or stiff knees, you stand straight at House of Blues, right? Diamonds. I can't hit these high notes, so just get into it. Diamonds. I don't mean rhinestones, but diamonds. They're a girl's best friend. Best friend. Oh, wow. Wow, you're much too kind.
You always
Oh
look like you
my.
have so much fun when you do what you do, which
I really have a good time with it.
Well, I love how you changed the lyrics a little bit to "Dollars are a girl's best friend."
You know, you got to fit the situation, and
that's
You're
right.
very good at
that.
that. So let me ask you, is there anything that you would love to do that you have not had the chance to do yet?
Gosh, well, I've gotten to do some cool acting gigs. You know, I've done small time television, and I've gotten to star in a few short films and have a few roles in bigger films. But I'd really love to do a great movie, I think, a great independent film. Director Brian Pera had me in his wonderful film Women's Picture and gave me a leading role in that, and I really enjoyed that experience. So I'd love to try it again. You know, the more every role you do, you learn about the craft of acting, and so I just always want to jump back in and do it even better the next time. But other than that, I'm working on, you know, a live show that I can tour with, and there may even be a concert video coming if we get the tour booked the way we want it to be.
Excellent.
Look forward to that.
Definitely. So you've shared the stage with many greats. Is there any one particular of the individuals that you have shared the stage with that you have a strong connection, or somebody that you would like to do some work with in the future?
Gosh. Well, I guess, you know, sharing the stage with Jane Fonda was amazing, to say the least. Jane has been a mentor for me in a lot of ways, and she's remained a good friend over all these years. And so sharing the stage at the Superdome with her in New Orleans for the Vagina Monologues 10th anniversary was truly amazing. And when Soldier's Girl was up for a Golden Globe, Jane was my date. I was her date to the Golden Globes. And that wasn't quite a stage, but I think sharing that night with her as well just sort of showed me both sides. You know, I've spent a lot of personal time with her, and see her in her element at the Golden Globes or doing a major event like the Vagina Monologues, and you just soak it in, you learn from it. And of course, I've also consulted with Felicity Huffman when she was putting together her character for Transamerica, the movie. And I recently was Jared Leto's consultant for Dallas Buyers Club when he was playing of a trans woman. And he's an amazing artist too, and musician. Of course, both of them created their own interpretation of a trans woman, and that was, you know, based on the character as written and set in a particular circumstance. So I can't take responsibility for their portrayals or work, good or bad, but just watching their process and consulting with them on the roles, I learned a lot.
Awesome.
That's awesome. And yeah, I hope that one day coming up here in the near future that they're going to start actually using trans women for the roles of trans women.
Or trans men,
I
yeah,
know.
definitely.
Or trans men, vice versa.
Yeah.
So we can hope that that'll happen here in the near future.
And that they'll take a look that there's a lot of really talented transgender individuals out there. And I think, I'd like to say 95% of the trans individuals have some form of talent. They either are comedians, actors, musicians, they sing, they do something, you know, amazing. And
authors
as well, yes.
Exactly. So the violin is such an amazing instrument, one that speaks to the heart in a special way. You've been playing this wonderful instrument, and why did you choose this instrument over any other?
Well, you know, in Tennessee, you sort of, a musical instrument is put into your hands shortly after birth for a lot of us. And I came from a musical family. A girl I idolized in high school was an incredible fiddle player. And I got a fiddle because I was so inspired And over the course of a summer, I taught myself to play. I got an old, book about that thick, the Mill Bay violin book, and just learned. And I kept going all these years later, and it's opened so many doors socially for me. I even took it with me to Saudi Arabia and played, during the war. And I have pictures of me playing in front of burning oil wells and stuff, although those pictures will never be shown because they're pre-transition.
Wow.
You don't want to show your old pictures, do you?
I never do. I mean, that they'll come out eventually. Some hater will dig them up, but I'm not gonna participate in that. If they want to zing me like that, let them do what they have to do. But for me, it's visuals that I'd rather leave behind.
Amen. So you said something about playing like a harp thingy. What was it called again?
Well, it's called the auto harp, and it's an Appalachian folk instrument. Dolly Parton, of course, Mother Maybelle Carter was the, sort of iconic auto harpist back in the, probably never, I mean, Dolly, of course, everybody's heard of, but Mother Maybelle, not so much. I grew up, my dad was a minister, my mother was a church pianist, and it's used a lot to play traditional bluegrass and gospel and folk music. A lot of people see them in kindergarten because you can just push the button and play songs very easily. So their kindergarten teacher will play, This Old Man or whatever on it, but you can get deep with it. You can get complicated and make it sound really beautiful as well. So I play it a lot when I need an accompaniment for myself.
That's awesome. Would you be able to show us real quick?
Fine. Oh, well, I don't know. I've never played in public before. Let me grab this.
Okay. Well.
Here. So this is the instrument, and as you can see, it has buttons you can press to sort of mute or dampen certain strings, and then only the ones you want will sound. And where the skill comes in is the picking and the strumming. Let's see. Can you hear that?
Yes, we can.
Let me grab something here since I know you can edit this. Sorry to everyone watching live. I happen to have all my music out because I've been putting together my live show.
Awesome.
But let's see. I'll bring out my wanna buy an illusion slightly used secondhand. They were lovely illusions reaching high, built on sand. They had a touch of paradise, a spell you can't explain. For in this crazy paradise, you are in love with pain. Wanna buy some illusions, slightly used, just like you. Such romantic illusions, and they're all about you. Live music, folks. I'd sell them a penny. They make lovely souvenirs. I love the illusion. Some for laughs and some for tears.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's awesome. Thank you
Very
so
impromptu.
much. It's got an awesome sound too.
Yes.
But you know, I enjoy kind of a really vulnerable folk acoustic style, which is really different from my stage act that I do in West Hollywood. Because in West Hollywood I do more of a jazzy, burlesque type thing with a dance beat behind traditional old songs. But when I do my acoustic show, I love Marlene Dietrich tune, of course, but I love bluegrass and gospel and kind of almost ethereal, really vulnerable things like that.
That's awesome. Speaking of like the bluegrass, and we were talking about the fiddle and the violin, we got a clip of you playing the violin, so we're gonna go ahead and run that.
That was awesome. That's one of my favorite instruments. The violin.
Is it?
I enjoy it a lot, yeah.
I especially like the way you did that video. It was like a, oh God, her name that played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Like a Judy Garland?
Yes, Judy Garland. That's what that video reminded me of, because it was like the setting and the way you looked in the video, color-wise.
Yeah.
Like you were sepia and everything was color. It was really cool how you did that.
Thank you. You know, just put the lovely Irish countryside behind me there. I always have to have a little pinch of hokiness in anything I do. I don't like to take it too seriously, but I did pick that, image because I thought it was pretty. And any trained violinist will watch that and know that I'm self-taught, because I tend to bow a little bit too much towards the end of the bow, and my rhythm, my speed gets or too slow sometimes. But that's folk music for you. It really is a music of the people, a sort of self-taught tradition, and I just have to embrace that at this point.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So what's next for you, Calprina? Where can our viewers get a hold of you, and where can they actually catch you live?
Well, Calpernia.com is always the best place to sort of catch up, or at least find links to whatever's going on. Facebook/Calpernia/Calpernia, YouTube.com/Calpernia Addams, and that's Addams with a double D, of course. But I'm just out there, doing stuff, and I'm not the most polished, I'm not the best at anything, but I'll always show up and try to give you a good time. So, I think a lot of people enjoy a relaxed, no attitude. So that's what I bring. I'm about to go to Chicago, actually. I'm producing and working on a new show about young trans women for a major network with a major producer. I can't say a lot about right now, but that's going to be coming out soon. My tour video I'm speaking at Oxford University in England next month, and I'm going to be in London recording an acoustic album at the same time.
That's amazing.
Awesome. And we're going to be going on the road soon, so hopefully able to hook up and get to meet you and hang out for a little while.
Maybe jam out. That should sound really good.
Definitely.
Acoustic music with all the electric and the stuff we do, and you in the background with your fiddle. It should sound really good.
Yes.
Definitely.
So
anything else you wanted to add or say? We've enjoyed. Say that again.
I can run that fiddle through an electric guitar pedal, and it sounds like I'm shredding. So.
Oh, wow. Well, we do have an electric guitar pedal.
Yes, we do. We have a couple of them.
Yeah, with different sounds and stuff like that, which makes it fun.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it's all about, to have fun. I think if you get to do for a living what you enjoy doing and have fun doing it, that's paradise. That's heaven.
Yes, I agree.
Totally.
Second that.
So anything else you wanted to add or say to our viewers?
Well, just thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And y'all do come on over to, Facebook or Twitter or whatever and add me. I try to say hi to everybody. I have a good time with it all. And, I'm always doing some ridiculous, weird, outrageous things. So maybe we can all have a laugh together.
That's
what I love about you.
Yeah. Definitely.
You have such an awesome personality.
Oh,
and
thank you. Y'all do too.
And you're beautiful too.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, from a distance.
Oh yeah, okay. I say that all the time, from a distance, in a dark room.
Nonsense.
So.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Okay.
Hold on one second. I'm experiencing a problem.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't put my computer on.
There we go.
We got it.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Calprinia. We've enjoyed this
Yes.
immensely, and looking forward to meeting you one day in our travels. I'm sure we'll run into each other. And many thanks. And right now we're gonna cut for a commercial.
Thank you so much, Calpernia.
We do have a post show at the end if you want to stick by. If not, we understand. And again, thank you so much for being part of the Transition Radio TV family. And good luck with everything you do.
Thank you. I'm about to go out drinking, and before that, though, I'm on Xbox gamer tag Calpernia Addams. Let's kill some zombies together, people. Join me, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're amazing.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much, Calpernia. We love you.
Love y'all. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Okay.
She's so cute. We will be right back within the Trans News.
In the Transition Video of the Week, next on Transition Radio.
Stay tuned.
TV.
Okay, I've so got to change that.
I think it's cute. I don't know why you don't think it's cute.
No, I think it's cute.
And look, we're going to be on the train. Yeah, it all makes sense. I think they should have RVs moving around instead of the train.
There you go.
That'll be the theme.
There you go.
And when the Trans News in the Huffington Post, Laverne Cox and Carmen Carrera discussed transgender issues on the Katie Couric Show. Transgender icon and television stars Laverne Cox and Carmen Carrera sat down with Katie Couric on Katie yesterday. She discussed, or actually whenever this happened on the 7th, to discuss issues specifically affecting the transgender community, as well as their own personal journey as trailblazing LGBT pioneers.
Carmen Carrera of RuPaul's Drag Race fame, who is also an elite model, and Laverne Cox of Orange is the New Black are two of the most prominent transgender figures in the entertainment industry today. When Couric tried to hit the two with a sensitive and oftentimes evasive question about transitioning and the cultural fixation on trans individuals' genitalia. Cox eloquently broke down the issues surrounding this mentality.
That's very that in a lot of these shows, and that's why we have this show, so we allow the transgender individuals or anyone in the LGBT community to express themselves.
Yes.
So it goes on saying, preoccupation with transitioning, Cox told Couric in the above clip. In the clip we're going to show you at the end. I think the preoccupation with transition and with surgery objectivies trans people, and then we don't get to really deal with the real life. Okay, why aren't you moving? Real life experiences.
The reality of trans people's lives is that so often we're targets of violence. We experience violence disproportionately to the rest of the community. When we focus on transition, we don't get to talk about those things.
We don't. It's pretty sad. And here's the little video clip. So
the clip he was talking about.
Yeah, the clip
above.
Which is
which is actually
below.
So excited to be here. I'm on the Katie Couric show.
You're so cute. Well, we're excited. You're excited. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the show. I'm such a fan. Love your character. Tell us about her, and for people who don't perhaps watch Orange is the New Black.
I play Sophia Brissett, and Sophia is an incarcerated trans woman at Litchfield Prison, and she's in jail for, I don't like giving this away, but she's in jail for credit card fraud. She used stolen credit cards to finance her transition, and now she's the prison hairstylist, and she has a wonderful story, her backstory with her family, and she's also a wife and a mother. She's beautifully complicated, and I love playing her.
I know you're a twin.
Yes.
And your brother actually got to play you on the show in a flashback.
Yes.
I mean, how lucky was that for the casting directors, right?
Right. It's the funny. Gingy Cohen, our creator, said in an interview, apparently there was a joke in the writing room saying, okay, for Sophia, we want to hire a trans woman, and hopefully she has an identical twin brother, so we can do the flashbacks. And this is before they even knew about me. And then when they cast me, they didn't know that I have a twin brother, and it just all sort of worked out.
And for you, Carmen, is Laverne in a way a role model?
Totally. You're out there. You put yourself out there. I've met you a bunch of times, like at the GLAAD events and stuff, and she's so like personable. Like you can come up to her and talk to her about anything, and you know what I mean. And it's good to have people like that that are trans out there representing us in a good way.
Thank you.
Know what I mean?
I'm so proud of you. We got W Magazine, Stephen Meisel. It's like it's big. I'm really,
it's a
really
good time
proud
for
of you.
us.
Thank you.
Trans Awareness Week.
Thank you.
And you were named, I guess, Out Magazine's one of the most 100 influential LGBT people in the world, which was great. And do you see yourself as a role model, Laverne?
I would never be so arrogant to think that someone should model their lives after me, but the idea of possibility, the idea that I get to live my dreams out in public, hopefully will show other folks that is possible, and so I prefer the term possibility model to role model.
Nice. That's nice. I think that's a good way of looking at it. I'm curious because, I think all of us want to be educated, and Carmen was sort of recoil a little bit when I asked her about her transition, and she said that people who are not educated about this or familiar with sort of transgenders, they're preoccupied with the genitalia question. And I'm wondering if you think that's true, and if you have the same feelings about that Carmen does.
I do. I was very proud of you for saying that. And I do feel like there's a preoccupation with that, and I think that the preoccupation with transition and with surgery objectifies trans people, and then we don't get to really deal with the real lived experiences. The reality of trans people's lives is that so often we're targets of violence. We experience discrimination disproportionately to the rest of the community. Our unemployment rate is twice the national average. If you're a trans person of color, it's 4 times the national average. The homicide rate in the LGBT community is highest amongst trans women. And when we focus on transition, we don't actually get to talk about those things. There's a young woman named Ilan Nettles who on August 17th was just walking down the street with some friends, minding her own business, and she was catcalled by a couple of guys. And one of them, once they realized she was trans, she was beaten into a coma, and 5 days later she died. This is the reality of so many trans people's lives in this country, trans women of color whose lives are in danger simply for being who they are. And we're looking for justice for Lon's murder, and we're looking for justice for so many trans people across this country. And by focusing on bodies, we don't focus on the lived realities of that oppression and that discrimination.
You're so well spoken about it. That was very well put. Laverne and Carmen, thank you both so much for being here.
That was
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Interesting.
So, and now for the transition video of the week with Melissa Carmen.
right, guys. Please send your transformation video to transitionradioshow@gmail.com. Make sure to check the website and click on our advertisers and sponsors that are supporting our show.
Yes.
We are excited for our great adventure. We will be full-time RVers in around 6 weeks and just going all over the place in the United States. But winter places, not yet. We're going to probably stay in the southern part of the state.
We'll stay in
where
the
it's
central part of
kinda,
Florida or something,
warm.
north part.
But we plan to just visit and, just send us a shout if you want us to, drop on in. And,
yes, and you can follow us because we're going to be posting. We might even start a little website following our adventure.
And a series on a YouTube channel and stuff like that. Next week we have Jerry Estes. She's an author and a member of the LGBT community. And on Thursday on the TV show we have Vanessa Victoria. We've had her prior on the radio show. She's going to be on the TV show. She's an advocate, Puerto Rican in nature, and just beautiful, wonderful individual. So we're going to end the show with one of our latest originals. I think it's one of our best, actually. The song is called Forgotten.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy it. And that's one of the things we want to do when we tour is perform maybe in LGBT venues or just hang out in places.
Yeah, we're going to put a little coffee can down in the
so you
center
can
of
just
us, and we're going to jam out on this roadside there.
Yeah. So guys, remember, we love you. But remember.
Okay, start over.
We love you, but remember to always love yourselves too.
Good night.
Thank you, Calprinia. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
Thank you, Gay Life TV.
Said the man on the road, what's your story? What's your name? As I looked at his face, saw the wrinkles that he made. We live our lives with hidden pain and forgotten. It's all a game. Wearing brands, getting tans, driving cars won't get us far. Wondering where we'll be if our jobs were taken away. Do you know where you'd go if your world fell apart? We live our lives with hidden pain and forgotten. It's all a game. Wearing brands, getting tans, driving cars won't get us far. See that man on the road. He had a tan once and a car of his own, and now his life took a turn, but he's happier now than he was before. With all your goods and all your toys, you're unhappy, the prisoner of this world. We live our lives with hidden pain and forgotten. It's all a game. Wearing brands, getting tans, driving cars won't get us far. shoes, or a fool to be. You can be that man on the street without you.